Hi guys, this video is probably one of the most positive videos I've ever made on this channel. And it's not that I'm searching for the positive, I'm just giving you my experience in Thailand. But this is an absolutely uplifting, it really is uplifting story. And it happened, today is Monday, it happened on Friday. And it's taken me this long to bring this to you because I've been doing other things. But here it is. I drive a 12-year-old Toyota Camry, and about a month ago the battery in the key, which obviously controls the remote locking and that, died. But you see, because I'm a Philistine when it comes to all things motoring, I didn't know if it was a battery in the key or was it the receiver in the car or whatever. So I brought it to Quick Fit. This is when it first happened. Be Quick, not Quick Fit. Be Quick is the Thailand place. The place to go in Thailand if you want exhausts or batteries or tyres or anything like that. And they didn't have the solution to my problem. And when I say that, my Thai is not 100%, although it's okay. I had to ring my wife, and she spoke to them and said what I wanted, and they said me, no have, blah blah blah. That was about a month ago or so. Anyway, I persevered and went on and on and on. But on Friday, when I went to collect my son from school, my car was parked up there in the car park. I put my key, because I had to because I had to go back to basics. So I put my key in the door to unlock the car, and what happened? The alarm went off. Beep, 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 beep. And there's nothing worse than your car alarm going off in the car park of an apartment block stroke condominium. Look at me, I'm here. So I just frantically pressed the button on the key. There's a red button on the key for the alarm, and I pressed it. Of course, nothing happened because the battery was dead. So then I closed the door again and I locked it, and after a couple of seconds the alarm stopped. So then I said, well, maybe it's off. So I opened the door again with the key, and it happened again. Beep, beep, beep. And I said, fuck it. So I closed the door, locked it again. After a couple of seconds it stopped. So I said to myself, obviously, somehow the alarm was set. I don't know how. Maybe the battery had a bit of juice in it, and I hit off the red button for the alarm at some stage that morning or something like that when I was last in the car. But anyway, the alarm was set, and there was no way I could take it off. So therefore, there was no way I could drive the car. Well, there is a way I could drive the car. Of course I could drive the car. But I'm not driving through the streets of Bangkok with the alarm going off. Beep, 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 of course. So in desperation, I had to collect my son from school. So in desperation, I hailed a taxi. And here's where this story has a very, a very beautiful kind of twist to it. Not twist, but the first taxi driver refused to take me. That happens in Bangkok all the time. If the taxi driver if it doesn't suit him, he won't take you. Sorry, distracted there. They're supposed to, but they don't always. But because of that, I was forced to hail another taxi. And I said to the guy, do you speak English? Come put prasa agad damai. And he said, yeah, a little bit. And my rubbish Thai and his inadequate English, let's say, came together so we could have a conversation. And during this conversation, on the way to pick up my son from school, I had my car keys in my hand, because at that stage I'd more or less resigned myself to going back to Be Quick to see if they could resolve this problem. I really didn't know what to do. So I can tell you what I can do. I can show you the keys. Hang on. So there's the culprit, or there's the key. That's the alarm button there, the red one. Now, I didn't realise, I was in the taxi talking to this taxi driver. I didn't really, obviously I know there's a battery inside, but there's no way I could open that. Can you see that? There doesn't seem to be somewhere where you can just slot something in and open the casing. But as I explained my plight to the taxi driver, I told him I'd been to Be Quick, and he kind of chuckled. He said, "Oh, Be Quick, me, they don't have batteries for keys, but Big C do have. There's a concession in Big C." He said, well, he didn't say concession, I used to speak Thai, but he said there's a concession in Big C that sells the battery, the disc type batteries, obviously. But see, I'm such a Philistine, I didn't even think that I could do it myself, you see, because I thought if I opened that, I wouldn't be able to get it closed again. Anyway, the taxi driver, as he was driving, took a penknife from somewhere and proceeded to open the housing on the key. Then he presented the battery compartment. It's a little tray with the battery in it, and it has the number of the battery on it. And he said actually 7-Eleven have it. So while all this is happening, we were driving to the school, so we'd already picked up Harry, and we were driving along, and he said, actually 7-Eleven sell those batteries. And I know they do, because I mean, if you've ever been to Thailand, you'll know that batteries and stuff, you can get everything at 7-Eleven. So he actually said to me there, now obviously I'm not going to open it again, but inside there's a little battery compartment. He said, quote the number 002, whatever it was, battery. So I went in, and there was a lovely girl at 7-Eleven, and I said, in Thai, do you have the battery? I showed her the thing, and she looked a bit confused. And then she called one of her colleagues, a young lad, and she said, he knows everything. And I showed him it, and he goes, yeah, we have it. I said, thanks be to God. He not only, I bought it, went back out to the taxi. He put the battery in the key and closed the housing. I pressed the button and the little light came on. Can you see that? You see that? I don't know if you can see that. I said, Eureka! Thank God. Problem solved. So he drove us home. And I showed my appreciation with more than just words. Let's say I looked after him for his kind deed. But he got me out of such a hole last Friday. How was I going to? I was supposed to drive to Pontoutini on Friday evening with my wife and son, and bring our mother up there with her brother-in-law and his wife and the kid. We do that for them. But how was I supposed to do this with a car that's going beep, 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 and I'd no real way of solving it myself? So you might laugh and say, well, how could I be so stupid and not know? Of course I know there's a battery in it, but I didn't see how I could get into the housing. I thought this was some kind of specialised tool you use or whatever it may be. They could only bring it to a dealer. But that guy got me out of such a hole. And the things that you hear about Bangkok taxi drivers, and you hear a lot, people being ripped off or whatever it may be, but I'm telling you, it's like anything else in life. You meet good and you meet bad, but that guy was an absolute lifesaver for me that day. Absolute lifesaver. And he put himself out. You get into a taxi, most taxi drivers don't put themselves out for you, if you know what I mean. But he put himself out. Now, obviously, he's racking up the fare. Not racking up the fare. He's getting the fare for it. But at the end of the day, that was a unique circumstance and something I'd never experienced before in a Bangkok taxi. He really, really saved my bacon that day, and I was so happy and so relieved. And guess what? This bears out what I've always said. Every problem creates an opportunity. That was a disastrous problem for me that day. I was late picking up my son from school. I really didn't know what to do. I would have had to go to Big C or go to Be Quick with him in tow. Imagine on a Friday afternoon with your 6-year-old in tow in a school uniform with a school bag trying to search for a place that I didn't even know what type of battery was in it, and I didn't know how to, as I said, I didn't know how to take it off. It would have been an absolute catastrophe. So there you go. Every problem creates an opportunity, and it's a wonderful thing to meet somebody who genuinely gets you out of a hole. It's unbelievable. I hope that maybe you have similar stories, I don't know. By the way, I've been criticised for not getting back to as many comments as I should. I'm trying to resolve that. As you know, I've got 2 channels, and you know, there's a lot involved in both of them, and I'm trying to get back to as many comments as possible, and I'll try to get back to as many comments on this as possible, because this is a feel-good video. It really is. It's about goodness, and it's about just good things. So that was a very good thing that happened to me in Bangkok, and I hope that you think this channel is a very good thing. And whether you do or not, make sure you let me know in the comment section. Click the like button, the share button, subscribe button. Do all those wonderful things. And I'll bring you back another wonderful video very soon. Thanks for joining me.